It's really nice. I mean, and actually Parker's a little more, it's quiet. It's just nice to come home and see my parents and stay at home, not have to do dishes or laundry. I consider growing up here, like I grew up in Colorado, so it's home. Like, I mean, my friends are here, see people that kind of helped me grow up. It's fun.
Colorado is a really neat state to live in. It's very open-minded. The landscape reflects the culture, I think. Just the open-minded, awesome views that you can see is sort of the way people think, I think.
We always wanted to move to Colorado. We're originally from the Midwest. We moved to the South, lived there for about 16 years, and had the opportunity to move to Denver and took it. We thought it would be good for Lindsay and Greg.
This is where we kind of sled there. Sometimes this is the street that we live on, and this is always icy like this. No change there. My mom used to walk the dog down there and run through the creek. There's deer and stuff that come through there. So me and my dad would go down those fields down there every once in a while, and he'd hit me grounders or something. That's the hill we used to sit on. Up on that retaining wall up there, we'd sit up there and just talk.
When the drugs open up, sometime when I was in high school, I've always gone back ever since. It's just good. I like it. I like breakfast a lot, and it's good breakfast.
When we first moved here and I was little and growing up, she couldn't cook at all. Right?
Well, close, yeah.
She couldn't cook. So she has progressively gotten a lot better at being able to cook off a recipe. I don't think your scratch cooking skills are good at this point, but your recipe cooking skills are good. You can cook breakfast, but breakfast is easy.
When Greg was maybe 8, and it's so funny because, okay, Greg, it's your turn to talk to Daddy now, and he walks around the corner, Daddy, when are you coming home? I'm starving. Oh no. No, I didn't starve him, but he just loved his dad's cooking.
Obviously, he didn't starve me.
But I have gotten better, haven't I?
A lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better. The cool thing about baseball is it's a steady progression on the field and off the field, and I think that's why you see a lot of very level-headed baseball players. That's my opinion about it.
Greg's a good role model. He's a good role model for kids, especially, and I think that's good. So that part for me, I'm happy about that. That's, a good thing in life.
It's cool because there's a lot of these neighborhoods, these big subdivisions, and each one has an elementary school in it. So it's basically I went to school with the kids in my neighborhood. This whole wing is new. I just wasn't here when I was here. Well, for one, it's a good school. 2, it's big, 2,800 kids probably. Good athletics, always good athletics in general. So this is Mr. Wallenweber, my principal for 4 years here. Big baseball fan, actually. Came to a lot of the games.
It just means the world to this entire community that he can come back to Colorado and represent Colorado baseball and give back to the community. And he's that kind of kid. He's going to give back to the community and recognize his roots, even though he is in the Bronx and doing wonderful things, but he's always going to be, I hope, a Colorado kid at heart.
This is Coach Adams. He was my baseball coach for 4 years here.
The big thing for me was just the attitude that he had, the type of person he was, and then obviously watching him play, you knew he was going to be something special. I don't know of anybody that knows Greg isn't extremely proud and excited and thrilled and cheering for him. And it truly is, I think, a thrill for everybody in the school.
Today, going back to Grandview and talking to my parents and talking to Coach Adams and seeing some teachers and just hearing funny things that I forgot about, it's always fun to look back on those memories. This is the water fill up, so generally you'd want to bring a big water bottle. That's the varsity softball field. When I came here, that wasn't painted. None of this was painted. This is the clubhouse now, and we didn't have a clubhouse when I was here. That's the cages. They're obviously not up right now. And yeah, you can't really see the field now, but that's it. The workout is to keep getting stronger, to go into spring with a strong base. And I mean, I want to see improvement from where I started at in the off-season to where I'll be at before spring training, and then I want to maintain that. Obviously the season is long and it's grueling, so you're going to lose some strength, but you want to be able to maintain that. So we'll test it and make sure we know where I'm at, and then we test it once a month basically. So that's that side of it. I love what I do in general, so it's not hard to motivate myself at all, really.
I like to find a median, like a middle ground there. Like in the off season, you do mostly weightlifting and less baseball, and then you start to do this. And during the season, it's like this. That's for me. It's different for everyone.
Baseball-wise, for me, it's about feeling. For me, it's a feel game. Stepping in the box, hitting the ball. Fielding it, it's just getting that feel back and those senses working again. And there's good and bad days. It's part of the process, and that's something that I've learned.
What's really good about him is he's down to earth. He's just the most salt of the earth type people you ever meet, and that's a credit to Lee and Jim. They're fantastic parents. There's not a number of kids in here today, but they saw him and immediately their heads perk up, they get excited, they want to be around him.
Yeah, take it easy, buddy. Thanks again.
He likes to be around the kids too. He's really good. It's a fun thing to see from both ends.
This place is awesome. There's all different games, but basically the gist of it is you try to get it into different things for points. So you get 9 balls to hit each one. Yeah!
I remember I texted him after he called me and told me that he got called up, and I told him that he didn't all of a sudden become better looking. So on numerous occasions we would wrestle and I would beat him up. Like I would pin him and Coach Robinson would come in and have to break it up, and then at some point in the semester he got a little bit stronger than me, so he was able to beat me up.
He's a goofball. He's a goofball. He's a big goofball, and he's a humble dude. The coolest part is he's the same guy. You know, he doesn't have a big head. He's not arrogant. Because a lot of people do. I know people like that, and he's not like that. And he's been one of my best friends for a long time.
All the fame and the celebrity hasn't gotten to his head at all. He's the same person that he was 5 years ago in high school.
The night before Greg Bird took us around his hometown, he and high school teammate Kevin Gausman, a pitcher with the Baltimore Orioles, were on a panel at a local coaches convention where they answered questions about their preparation and their experience in the major leagues.
Coming in, I just want to take my experience from high school, things that I thought could have been done better or could have been done more. I just try to take those experiences and share them with these coaches.
The main thing for me is the good summer program we had. It made it easy. Our guys stuck together all summer. I just never really thought about going anywhere else. Definitely, I think a great thing for my development as a person and a player was sticking around.
It's I always tell people it's a small fraternity. You know, there's only a couple guys in the big leagues. I think there's only really a couple guys ever that have been from Colorado and made it to the big leagues. And so for us both to be able to do that and do it at a young age, to be able to come back and just kind of give some knowledge, you know, even if they take away one thing from tonight and go back and share it with their hitters or their pitchers, you know, then we did our job.
I think for one, it carries a little more weight coming from us, just because of the situation that we're in. And two, I mean, I think he agrees. I think we take a little pride in it. Colorado has good baseball, and I think it's catching up. So it's really cool to see that and kind of be able to give back to that.
If there's one thing I could go back and change, it would be the strengthening aspect of it as a high schooler. I think that's a part that gets missed a lot of times in high school. It's something that I wish I would have taken a little more pride in. Coach Smock, we were just talking about it. I just didn't have that motivation then, so that's again where it comes down to the coaches. And they pushed us. You guys pushed us fairly hard in the weight room.
I don't think that's just how, like I was a high school kid. I wanted to go to the pool more than I wanted to go work out in the summer. That's just how it was, and I'm completely fine with that. Like I lived my life as a high school kid, and I had fun, and you know, my parents never forced me to do anything. Just knowing what I know now, that's one thing that I would have changed, would have been to focus a little more on that, and I guess put a little more effort in that aspect.
I like to keep things simple mechanically, thought process, everything. The mental side of the game to me is the most important, and it's something that I've always worked at, and it's something that served me real well.
People I haven't seen in a long time too, so honestly, some of them, the last time I saw them was when I was in high school. It's just fun being able to get back, and I just love baseball and talking baseball. And so being able to do it with these guys, and for them to be able to turn that around and help a high school kid who, you know, wants to learn is huge.